lot has been going on in the electric car community, and today we're going to get into it. We're going to talk about Rivian, Canoo, and Tesla, and just talk about what's going on in all these. So let's get into it, guys. So first we're going to talk about Rivian. I love Rivian. I think it's such a great company, and it's going to be a huge year for them. Earlier this month, they sent an email, just a Happy New Year email, giving an update of what's going on. RJ, he's the CEO. He talks about how he has been just having his kids hauling them around for a few months, driving the R1T, their electric truck, and they've been banging it, scratching it, spilling things all over it. And I love that he talks about how it's just meant to live in. This is the whole purpose of it, that these cars are just meant to live life. And I think that's so cool. And this is going to be huge summer for them. The R1T, their electric truck, and the R1S, their electric SUV, are all coming out this year, and they're going to start deliveries. So they're pumped. I'm excited. It's going to be huge. He also goes and talks about how owning a Rivian should be just as much fun and a great experience as driving a Rivian. And he goes and talks a little bit about what they're doing for service. So obviously it's a startup, so they don't really have much in the way. And he goes and talks about how they're going to have mobile service vans, and also they'll build some physical service locations. They don't have any information on where these will be deployed, the vans, where the actual physical centers will be. They do talk about how it should be as easy as just booking an appointment on the app. A service van will come to you and just be able to provide service for your car. But they also talk about how they design them to require as minimal service as possible, which I think is pretty common with electric vehicles. So I don't think that's crazy. It'll be interesting to see how service goes with Rivian. Tesla is pretty infamous with not having the best service all the time. I know they've really been ramping it up. And it'll be interesting to see how Rivian handles this. They both did do like Tesla did do a mobile service. Rivian's trying the mobile service van. And I think it'll be really interesting to see and compare like what's going on. How does Rivian do this and handle this? Will they have a lot of the manufacturing defects that Tesla has been plagued with? Or will it go smoother? Will they be able to sort of release their cars, have services needed? Because cars are going to need service. That's just bound to happen. And I'm also interested to see where will their service centers be located. California is a huge market for electric cars. Will they be here? They're based in Michigan though. Will they focus on Michigan? Are they gonna, where are they gonna deploy these? Will they have main huge centers, maybe like one on the East Coast, one on the West, that they'll ship cars to? I think it'll be really cool in the coming months to see what their actual plan is and how they're gonna have the service centers go. RJ then goes and talks about the Rivian Adventure Network, which is going to be a large network of DC fast chargers. He talks about how they're going to first build these out on popular routes and popular destinations. I think this will be interesting to see how they deploy this. A lot of other charging networks we see in big cities, but Rivian's all about going out and adventure. So will they put them in national parks? Will they put them, more remote places so that people can actually get out there with ease and confidence? I think that'll be really cool to see where they actually build these over the course of the years. And then they also talk about how there's going to be level 2 chargers and at longer overnight destinations. So I imagine this will be campgrounds. This is going to be, this will probably be the middle of nowhere places so that you can still charge up while you're at an overnight destination, motels, hotels, stuff like that. Lastly, he says that they're going to make sure to they'll partner with third-party chargers so that it can work with them. This is pretty common. It'll be interesting to see who the partners are, but I would expect nothing less that they're going to partner. There's just some large charging networks out there already. Why would they pass that up? I think charging is the biggest area that Rivian will have to catch up, and I think this is a fair statement with all electric car manufacturers. Tesla is just so far ahead with the charging network, and Rivian has nothing. They're starting from scratch. So it'll be really interesting to see, will they be able to catch up? What are they doing to deploy? This is the biggest area where owning a Tesla is just such a huge advantage. Superchargers are everywhere, and they're constantly adding more. And Rivian just has nothing. What will they do? Are they going to really partner with more people? Will they partner with Tesla to use the supercharging network? Because Elon Musk has said that is something that other car manufacturers can do. So I think that'll be interesting to see what's going to make this compelling. I know they're going to go, have these remote places, which will be really cool. But what can they do to really jump ahead with charging? Lastly, RJ also talks about the last mile delivery van for Amazon. I am stoked about these, which is probably the stupidest thing because only Amazon's getting these. Amazon placed an order for 100,000 of these delivery vans that Rivian has been designing, working closely with them, so that Amazon can do the last mile delivery. We've actually saw one in LA, actually using it to deliver packages to test it, and I'm stoked to see what's going to happen. I think giving electric cars to consumers is huge, but then also entering into more of a fleet is going to be such an untapped network. So first off, it's just a huge advantage for Rivian that they have this 100,000 car order from Amazon. But second, I think just moving more towards the goal of people with electric cars reducing greenhouse gases, I think this is just going to be a huge, huge step forward. Speaking of electric delivery vans, Canoo announced their multi-purpose delivery van, or MPDV for short, a few weeks ago. Now, if you're like me and you have no idea what Canoo is an electric startup company based in California. They currently have 2 announced electric cars. One is the Canoo Lifestyle, which, in personal opinion, it's a minivan. It is a 7-seater car. There's 2 seats in the front, 5 in back is more of a lounge style. I think it's interesting. It's sort of cool with what they're doing. They're trying to make their cars very, very versatile, and you see this with their delivery van. The delivery van can be a food truck, a cafe setup, delivery, really just tons of options that they have. And they really want it to fit your lifestyle, which is really cool. They're making it so you can wrap both their cars very easily. They don't come with a traditional dashboard, but you instead would bring your own device, like your phone, and that's going to display all of the metrics, like your speedometer, stuff like that. And I think the versatility is really, really cool. It'll be interesting to see how the company does. The Canoo Lifestyle has 250 miles of range, and the MPDV has quite a wide spectrum, from 90 miles all the way up to 230 miles. So it'll be really interesting to see how this competes. Personally, styling, I'm not a fan. It's a very interesting style. I don't know why they're doing this. And they do have 2 unreleased cars that you can sort of see. One is clearly like a pickup truck. Just looks odd to me. But who knows? I think there's the cool versatility, which will be interesting. I think this is probably going to be more geared towards fleet driving or just more businesses. I think you have the delivery van, which is going to be an awesome food truck option for people who don't need tons of mileage. There's going to be, it might be for the last minute delivery. I think there's a really cool aspect there. And then even the Canoo Lifestyle, the van, I think it could be awesome for an Uber business, ride sharing, taxi fleet, anything like that. I think that is really where they'll find their niche. Personally, I don't see people rolling up in this in their daily lives. Maybe, who knows? Personally, again, I just don't like the styling. Let me know in the comments below what you think about their styling. But it'll be really interesting to see. I think, so you have the styling aspect, which is quite unique. Also, the Canoo Lifestyle is going to be a subscription only, which is a very bold idea. So everything, like other subscription services, everything's going to be tied into it. This will have the one unique one where your charging is tied into it, but then it's the car, it's the insurance, all of those things. So I think that'll be really interesting to see how many people actually want this. The delivery van starts at $33,000, which is an awesome entry level. And I think that'll be really awesome for businesses. And again, they're all about versatility. They want you to make it your own. And I think that'll be really cool to see again on a business front. Lastly, it would not be a good electric car vehicle video if we did not talk about Tesla, obviously the king of electric cars. So Tesla has released a standard version Model Y, which is quite a surprise. In July, Musk tweeted about how they're actually not going to deliver a standard version just because mileage would be too low, but they have. Really, really exciting. It starts at $42,000 before any local incentives. I think that's awesome. I think it's just going to be such a competitive market. The mileage is 244 miles right now. And it'll be interesting to see if, with software updates, if they'll be able to bump that up, actually. I wouldn't be surprised if they do, to over 250. We've seen that in the past, that Tesla can do a software update and they get more mileage. And they've also, with this, released the 7-passenger option. 7-passenger, I don't think anyone's surprised. It does not look like there's much space. And it's just pretty funny. I think if you look at the photos, you'll see it's clearly meant for very, very small children. Maybe in a pinch you could have an adult back there, but you probably wouldn't want to, and I don't think they'd be happy for you too. But I think moral of the story though, I think that Tesla's continuing to make a very competitive car. Making this at the entry levels at $42,000, having a 7-passenger option could be great for just families that are growing. I'm not necessarily their forever car, but still just like a good car. And I'm stoked for them. I think this is great. Anything more that we're going to have for electric cars moving forward is going to be awesome. And with this too, Tesla actually just first started delivering the Model Y in China, which is also awesome. So they're really just growing, and I think this just shows they're continuing to develop cars that the market wants. And I think a lot of other car companies can take note of this. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Let me know in the comments what you think about Rivian update, Canoo startup, and Tesla. Make sure to hit subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.